So as you can see from the background, today's topic is ready, fire, aim. Okay. And good morning, Hock Seng. Hock Seng will understand this concept very well. Since we spend so much time in national service, it's about having a target and being accurate. Okay, so ready, fire, aim. It was Tom Peters and Bob Waterman in their book In Search of Excellence who first came up with the ready, fire, aim go-to-market strategy. I like it. In most cases, since it is all action-oriented, helps streamline and decrease product development time and costs, and focuses the product and the firm on customer needs rather than the technology that's available. I like the quote that they give. Anytime you want to reach a goal quickly, you simply need to take action first and make any necessary adjustments and correct for any mistakes later. So the second stage is fire. Okay, this is where you charge straight in and take immediate action. That is fire. Even if you don't fully understand the nitty-gritty technical details of the workout. In this case recently, I choose orange as a background because we are doing slow run, or even the diet plan we're on, we just do it. Inaction and doing nothing is the worst possible thing in the world. There will never be a better time than now. So they say, pull the trigger ASAP. Now, stage 3 is aim. Okay. Now that you've taken action, you can gradually fix any mistakes you've made in the beginning. But because you've already taken action, making micro adjustments will be easy. Maybe you screwed up, in the first few attempts, first 2 weeks, and just realized you weren't getting enough protein in your diet. That's fine. You can make that change now. You're already light years ahead of the guy who's still reading the diet manual. So pat yourself on the back. Okay. So that's a bit of the background work that I've done on ready, aim, fire. Okay. When your dream is astronomical in the stars, okay, in the skies, it's actually easier to ready, fire, aim, because you just aim up there where the possibilities are limitless. Just don't aim low because you will hit the ground in front of you and get nowhere. Okay. We talk about a business, so there's always risk, there's always reward. And I think you agree. You need to risk to get a reward. What is the reward? What is the risk? It's just this whole conversation about, what is the cost? What is the value? You need to understand these two in proportion. Okay, but let's focus on reward. Okay, so I was thinking, if I want to get a reward, what's the first thing I need to do? Okay, I need to grow myself. Okay, I need to grow myself. So to grow myself, there are 3 things. First, I need to take risks. Okay. Second, I need to read. Third, I need to build relationships. These 3 are risk, read, and relationships. There are many more, I'm sure. But for me, I want to talk about these 3 or how I grow myself. So building relationships, in this case of the slow run, because I have relationships, I was invited to join the slow run in KL. Okay, the first in Southeast Asia to do a slow run. Okay, I was invited again by OTG to join them in Singapore when they did the second run here. And then I was also invited to facilitate during the trainings in Singapore by Chung Gil. It's because of the relationships that were created. Okay. Now, how did reading help me in this particular case? Okay. The first thing I did in the morning is to go through the scroll. So I'm on scroll 9 now. Scroll 9 says, "I will act now." And let me just quote you the parts that stood out to me. This is just a fantastic scroll, but this particular part stood out to me. It says, "My dreams are worthless. My plans are dust. My goals are impossible. All are of no value unless they are followed by action. I will act now. Only action determines my value in the marketplace. And to multiply my value, I will multiply my actions. I will walk where the failure fears to walk. I will work when the failure seeks rest. I will talk when the failure remains silent. Okay. Now, how is that relevant to me? Well, during the training on Saturday evening, this Chung Gil asked Hock Seng to do the wrap up, and I was thinking at that time, thank God he didn't call me because I wouldn't know what to say. And Hock Seng did such a fantastic job from memory. I mean, I think he's much younger than me. His memory is much better, or he's been studying this thing. But I was so impressed. But I was also so aware that I wasn't, able to remember all these things. And if I'm doing the wrap up, it cannot be a James Chia wrap up. It has to be a Chung Gil wrap up because he's the one that's doing the training. Later we can modify, but I need to do his wrap up if it's his training. So what did I do? Okay, I decided that first of all, I realized that I can't even do this training. Alfred is going to do one on Saturday. So my instinct was, look, Alfred, ask Alfred to do this tomorrow. Okay, because he's going to do the training. If he can learn how to do the wrap up, it'll be a big head start. Okay, but at the same time, I said, I'm the leader. I better learn how to do it so that I understand this whole process. Because if you can do the wrap up, you can understand everything. Okay, only action determines my value in the marketplace, and to multiply my value or multiply my actions. So, then he says, I will work when the failure seeks rest. So by the time we came back, it was late, and I had to go through Chung Gil's presentation on video, study it, transcribe his words, memorize them, and be able to present them exactly like he presents. So I was working when people were seeking rest. Okay, and then that's the scrolls. Okay, David Goggins. Okay, he says it takes great strength to be vulnerable enough to put your ass on the line in public and work towards a dream that feels like it's slipping away. So I knew that with this little short time, if I go up there and stand up and do the wrap up, I can really do a bad job in front of everyone there, and most of them my downlines. But actually, that would be a thought that would go through many people's minds. But it didn't go through my mind at all. I've never faced. People know that I'm no good at certain things and I'm good at certain things. I'm okay with it. But really, it is about being vulnerable to do this publicly the first time, willing to make mistakes and learn from the mistakes. But then David Goggins says, we all need small sparks, small accomplishments in our lives to feel the big ones. Think of your small accomplishments as kindling. When you want a bonfire, you don't start by lighting a big log. You collect some witch's hair, a small pile of hay, or some dry dead grass. You light that and then add small sticks and bigger sticks before you feed your tree stump into a blaze. Because it's the small sparks which start small fires that eventually build enough heat to burn the whole forest down. So volunteering to lead the stretchers, to do anything in this training, although we are actually learning from him, is actually a small little kindling that you're putting together so that eventually it will be this big flame. Eventually we will be like Korea, number of communities doing slow run that will be built. Okay. Now, when I have a big, hairy, audacious goal, like shooting for the stars, it's like eating an elephant. So to eat an elephant, he's not going to let you eat him alive. You have to kill him first. Okay. So when you shoot an elephant, the encouraging thing is you can't miss an elephant. It's so big. So you just fire. Okay. So I have to shoot it first. Then after that, I decide which part to eat. Okay. Don't think of all the details first. Which part to cut first? Which part it is to be steamed, which part is to be fried, which part is to be, I don't know what. roasted. Okay, so you can decide all that later and what flavoring and all this, but you have to shoot it first. So I just want to quickly, as I end, I want to report a successful hunting trip. And that hunting trip was the slow run training. Okay, now with the slow run training that was introduced first in KL, I had to fire first. Okay, I had to fire to see what I would hit. We didn't even know whether this was a target that we would continue to hunt, but we need to fire first. Okay, so what did I bag? What did I get? Okay. First, I learned the slow run technique. Okay, this is the how. I learned the slow run technique in KL. I learned it also in Singapore by attending the training. Okay. I learned the purpose of the slow run, which is the why, and that's the important thing. Okay, I learned the purpose. I learned leadership from Chong Gil. He's one of the most outstanding leaders in his mindset, in his speech, in how he walks the talk. He talks so well. He talks better English than many of us, and he walks that talk and much more than that. Okay, so I learned leadership from Chong Gil, which was not what I expected to. Okay. I was sharpened personally by Irene Fu in KL and by Rosalind Lim in Singapore, who were practicing ready, fire, aim, and they just said, I'm gonna bring in this training. I don't know how many people would turn up. I mean, Rosalind, she was overseas on holidays and all that, but she just decided she was gonna bring it in. How many people would sign up? Who knows, but she had well over 80, 90 people, which is well beyond her expectations. But look, these two ladies practice ready, fire, aim, and and Hock Seng and I, we were sharpened by her. And of course, the fifth thing I got was, because we went to, we just fired, we went to KL. I got a wow holiday in KL. Now, also because we just fired by going to KL, Hock Seng and I, because of the initial training we had, because of the relationship that we had built with Chong Gil, both of us had an opportunity to practice in Singapore in front of the Sifu. Okay, we were given an opportunity to lead the stretching, and most importantly, we were given an opportunity to do the wrap up. So that just put us so much ahead of being able to actually go out there and run an effective slow run program ourselves. Oh, that was just incredible. So when we talk about ready, fire, aim, what is the target? The target is actually me. Okay, the target is actually me. Is to get me ready, to empower me. So if you hear the latest tagline from corporate, okay, empower me empowers you. Okay, so if I want to empower you, I need to empower me first. I'm the target. Okay, so I'm the target, but the target is also the masses out there who want to be part and who will be part of a closely knitted community that is youthful and sexy. Okay, so that's my mission statement. Okay, to create a community of committed, caring, and courageous leaders to revitalize the world, to make it youthful and sexy again. So that's my sharing, a little sharing about how Ready, Fire, Aim helped me on my recent hunting trip. So thank you, everyone.